Hey, what's up, guys? Coming to you today to provide the reading of the daily meditations with Native American elders and provide some reflections. My name is Josiah, and I am an addict.
I'm JP. I'm an addict.
Pete, I'm an alcoholic.
And before we start, before we go into the reading, I'm going to ask Peter to offer up a prayer. Go ahead, Peter.
Poate nu averi home, nu atunci public be so. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. Watch over us, protect us, protect our loved ones who are sick, protect our loved ones who are struggling with drugs, alcohol. Protect those that are walking the red road. Watch over all of us, our family members. Thank you for this day. Now, with these home. Oh.
Who? So just a little plug, this is the book that we're reading out of, the Meditations with Native American Elders. You can order this online at whitebison.org, or if you're in Billings, you can go to Barjan's bookstore and they have it on hand there for like $25. So, Summer Meditations with Native American Elders, September 13th. The most important thing you can do during the course of a day is pray. Joe Coyce, Stockbridge, Muncie. There are many things we do during the day that are important. There are many places we have to go, and there are many things to accomplish. The old ones say the most important thing we can do is remember to take the time to pray. We should pray every morning and every evening. In this way, we can be sure that the Great Spirit is running our lives. With the Great Spirit, we are everything, but without him, we are nothing. All warriors know their greatest weapon is prayer. To spend time talking to Creator is a great honor. Great Spirit, thank you for listening to my prayers. So prayer is like, that's the theme for today's reading, and it just had me thinking about just recently. A couple of my nephews were going through some stuff with their health, and it was getting kind of scary. But and they came to me. They asked me, like, they started texting me and calling me and stuff, and I was like, at first I was kind of stumped. I was like, well, I didn't know what to say. I was kind of like that, kind of stuttering, thinking. But I was like, oh, okay, like prayer. Prayer is so powerful. And I started talking to them about prayer. And I said, the one thing that knows you better than you is about a deer. And I said, just talk to God. Tell him all your troubles, everything you're going through, all your worries, even though he already sees it, but just to get that out in prayer and just talk to about a day every day throughout the day. And I told him that you can say like 300 little short prayers all day long. If that's what it takes to get you through that day, to get you through that hour. If that's what you need to do, then do that. And as I was telling them that, I was talking to myself as well. Like some days, are better than others. Some days, I don't need to pray as much. And some days, I need to pray like every hour just because of what's going on around me or up here, especially up here, whatever is going on, as if I'm future tripping or if I'm living in the past, I can call that timeout. Hold up, timeout, 30-second timeout and pray. And because I know I got those unlimited timeouts that Ibadah has given me throughout, the day, the week, the month, the year, I can call timeout at any time, hit that pause button, and just pray. That's comforting to me. And because Ibadah knows me better than anybody else, any other entity, I can just talk. And that's what I do today. I just, especially like when I'm in my car by myself, I just talk to God. tell them what's going on in my life, things that I'm concerned about. It's just like an open conversation. I just talk. And I know 100% that Igbadadia is listening to me. And definitely, and I see it through the way, how far he's brought me today. From September 9th, 2015 till today, where the doors that have opened, the blessings that have come, I know Igbadadia is real, more so than any other point in my life. And, that's comforting. And so I keep that line of communication open. And that's what was really hitting me today, was that prayer is a relationship with Igbadadia. And with that, I'll pass the mic over to Peter.
Oh,
So the reading, it's prayer. Prayer is powerful, and I believe that. Early in recovery, when I wanted to change my life, it didn't happen overnight. I relapsed after relapse, relapse after relapse. But I know that, it wasn't my time for my recovery. I had to go through things before Creator Igbadadia, got me out of my addiction. Every time I come up out of drinking, partying, I'd be horrible. I feel bad about myself, and I pray, I pray to God, I want to be free from this alcohol, because, my boys were younger, they were going through some stuff too, and I was letting that happen, but that alcohol had a hold of me. But I wouldn't stop praying, I wouldn't stop praying, and, finally God answered my prayers, and, delivered me from alcoholism, and I never wanted to touch that again, but it took a long time, early in recovery, I believe that what helped me a lot was fasting. I went to treatment, and I fasted, and I prayed that whole time, just meditated on the word, and just prayed, to about it, and just, when I came out of it different person, not wanting that drink no more. And today, I understand, how much addiction affects people, affects everybody, and it's struggle. We pray every day, we pray, and so now, that prayer, I keep it, close to my heart. I do it every day. As soon as I wake up, pray for a good day, pray for my family, and pray for others that are struggling with drugs and alcohol, and others that are struggling with, COVID, that are sick, and those that family members, the ones that have passed on, they struggle. There's a lot of hurt, pain, grief, sorrow that's going on out there right now, because people are being lost to not just drugs and alcohol, but to COVID. And, are those people getting the help that they need? Because when we lose somebody, we're hurt. And when we're hurt, sometimes we self-medicate, and that's not the way we're supposed to be doing that, and, there's services, that drug and alcohol counselors are just, behavioral health counselors to talk to, or, our elders to talk to. As natives, we don't really open up, and share our feelings, which is, pretty tough. But, that's something I do every day, like Josiah said, when you're just driving down the street, or walking, or, whatever you're doing, you go and working out, take time, and you just say a prayer, man. Just ask God, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like I need to pray, so I'm going to pray, Father, watch over so-and-so, when you're talking to your friend, he tells you, yeah, I'm going through some stuff, so, that person needs prayer. You don't have to go to, quiet room and get on your knees and pray. You can just sit where you're at and offer a prayer, to Creator that, hey, so-and-so, I know he's struggling, his family's struggling, just touch him, touch his heart, so prayer is powerful, I do that every day, just kind of like Josiah was saying, wherever we go, we just continue praying, and it helps, it's powerful. it's walking by faith, not by sight. You know, you have to have a lot of faith in your spirituality and your higher power. You know, that's gonna get you through things. Um, yeah, it's daily. You know, especially at the times we're going through now. You know, there's a lot of people that need our prayers, so we pray together, band together, and just kind of motivate each other to continue praying every day. You know, I think the world will be a better place, not only for ourselves, but for our loved ones. So yeah, I'll continue praying for my family, friends, coworkers, you know, my brothers and sisters that are out there, and even people I don't know. You know, pray for the good and the bad. If you're going through a lot of bad stuff, pray for it too, and give thanks for it, because it's helping yourself. You know, it's helping your spirit. It might be bad or feeling bad, you know, and going through some struggles, but give thanks that you're here going through. I hope.
Who?
Well,
JC, you got the floor, brother.
all right. Hello, what's up? Yeah, I think one of the common theme that I keep hearing from you two is that, you know, prayer is a powerful thing, and I'm a firm believer in all that, because I've seen it. I've seen you know, the results of prayer, and it doesn't always happen, you know, the way I wanted it to, the way I would have it done. And you know, Pete touched on it earlier too. It doesn't happen overnight. That's not to say that your prayers won't be answered, you know, right away. I've seen that too. Just, you know, I think it's important, not, you know, don't expect that. But it does work. I've experienced my prayers being answered, and it, I always trying to search for this word to help me explain how that feels to me, but the only thing that ever comes up is weird, but not like in a negative way. It's just something that I can't understand, and that's the way it is. That's, you know, Creator has His ways, and they're above our ways. We don't understand them. And for me personally, I don't think there's a lot of things I'm not supposed to understand when it comes to that. I'm just supposed to keep praying. I'm supposed to keep vigilant, and I'm supposed to keep having faith, even though I'm not getting direct, immediate results. That's fine. I just keep praying, keep going, keep moving forward. That's why they call it faith. And eventually, God will give us everything that we need for the good. And He won't put us through anything that we can't handle. And also, Josiah touched on it earlier too, is that God knows us better than we know ourselves. And most importantly, He knows what's in our heart, and He doesn't care what's going on in our heads. So when I'm having these negative thoughts, these negative ideas and resentments and all this residual effects from earlier trauma, it doesn't matter what I'm thinking in the moment, because God knows what's in my heart. And when I pray, those things have a tendency to come out. And the same way, guys, I'm just like you. I pray all day, every day, the little short prayers. One of the things that I kind of had to figure out was that I think it was just from going to school in Catholic school when I was younger, and how their mass is really structured, and you say certain prayers by rote, you know, by memory, and it kind of gave this false idea, or put this false idea in my mind that there's a certain way to pray, but I don't believe that. I mean, there is no right way to pray as long as you're communicating with God in your way, however, in your voice, from your heart. Then there is no wrong way. And I say a lot of little short prayers. I mean, just out of the blue, and start talking to God. One of the things that I've been doing a lot lately is going golfing. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm not the greatest golfer in the world. And sometimes I'll hit a shot and it goes off into who knows where. I can't even find the ball, and I want to get mad, and I start trying to cuss around or whatnot, and then I stop myself and I say thanks. I give thanks and I give praise for where I'm at, what I'm doing. I look around and I see the grass and the trees and the ducks and all these things, that these good things that are around me, and then I feel better. I immediately, and it's a habit. I mean, I've gotten into a habit to where I just, it's automatic. And then I say a short little prayer, thank you for letting me be out here. And then I can move on to the next shot, and then it's enjoyable. I don't have to, and that's just a small little metaphor for life, really, because then I can enjoy the rest of my, well, I'll try to enjoy it. I'll probably hit another bad shot, but that's a whole different rant. Anyway, yeah, it's a metaphor for how I carry, or how I carry myself during the day, and just sitting there, like at work. I'm not alone, but I don't really interact with a lot of people because I'm doing my job, and sometimes I'll just sit there and pray and just talk to God, like I said, in my own voice, in my own way. And I'll always advocate for meditation, just meditation, and that really is just quieting everything around in your mind, because we don't really know how noisy it is until we try to shut everything off. And that in and of itself is a form of prayer, I think, because then we're opening ourselves up to the messages that we're receiving. So God hears our prayers and says, okay, this is what I'm trying to tell you. And I honestly believe that there are signs all day, every day. But when I was drinking and using and had all these negative thoughts and feelings in my mind and in my heart too, I wasn't open to that. I was closed off and I didn't see it, because even though I stopped talking to God when I was in the throes of my addiction, God didn't stop talking to me. And I just can't express it enough. I'm just a firm believer in the fact that He was always there. He was always helping me, and He always answered my prayers. And again, not in the way that I wanted, not when I wanted, but I think that's probably one of the best things, really, because there are times when I was just I said things and thought things that were just based on pure emotion. And everybody knows you can't make decisions when you're based on emotion. And so how many times have I said, God, I wish I was dead, or God, I wish this, or God, I wish that, and and the Creator knows, is like, well, I know what's in your heart, and you're just upset, and I know you really don't mean those things. So yeah, I'm gonna forget I even heard that. So that's one of those good things. And the other thing too is, for me, it not getting immediate. I mean, always, in addiction, I always wanted that instant gratification. I want what I want, and I want it right now. And when I focus on prayer and the result of that, it not only helps me build up patience and resilience, but it helps build faith. Because if I say I want something better and it happens right away, then to me, that's not really faith. But if I keep praying and day after day, and knowing and saying things in a way that makes, in the present tense, not like I want this someday. I say, yes, this is what you're going to give me, and I'm waiting for it. I fully expect it. It will happen when in your time, not in my time. And things that must be will be. And that builds faith. It builds that confidence in something outside of myself, a higher power, so that I don't have to rely on my own, childish ways, is how I would put it. And it helps you to grow. It helps me to grow. So yeah, I'm a firm believer in prayer. And I just at the risk of repeating myself again, I'll probably just stop right here. But I encourage everybody to pray as much as you can. My mom watched that one. I think it was one of that first video when I told her about her. Told you guys about her favorite Bible verse. Don't worry about anything. Pray about everything. So if she watches this one, she'll like that one too. But anyway, thanks for having me on. Thanks for listening. That's all I got. I hope.
Who?
Yep.
Yeah. Speak of those things that are not as though they were. That's what I was getting from when both of you guys were sharing. And I remember this. It's kind of funny now, but I guess it's not really funny. But 2014, I went to treatment. That's a year before I started walking the red road now. And I remember sitting in that treatment center in the lobby with my luggage, waiting for someone to come get me. And I prayed that Baradia, you know, I prayed the whole man with everything in my being that Baradia would take this desire to drink away from me. And as I went into treatment, I felt that desire leave me. And then fast forward to like 8 months or 7 months later, you know, I was still sober, but I wasn't plugged in. I went to meetings when I felt like it. I had a sponsor. I didn't utilize my sponsor. I called and met him when I felt like it, when it was convenient for me. I wasn't plugged into the recovery scene. And so, you know, for lack of a better term, you know, shit hit the fan in my life. And because I wasn't plugged in, you know, I went back out. I started drinking again. And to me, you know, I dishonored that prayer, that answer to that prayer where Baradia took that desire away from me to drink. I dishonored that. And I went back out and I started using, I chose to go back, you know, I chose to go back to that solution of drinking. So today, you know, 2015, when I went into detox, I said that same prayer with all my being, with all my heart. And as I went through treatment again, I felt that desire just get lifted from me, that to drink, it was gone. And I felt it over the course of that treatment. I felt it leave me. So today I honored that answered prayer by walking the red road, by responding, by continually working on myself and continually dedicated to education and remaining teachable. I honor that prayer, that answered prayer in that format. And I just remembered that as you two gentlemen were talking, and I just wanted to share that with you before we close. Thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you for providing your reflections, and I hope you guys out there, you know, get something from it. If you need a talking circle, if you need somewhere to vent, if you need somewhere to smudge and pray, please join us tonight, 7 p.m. Sunday, Billings First Church, 310 North 27th Street, downtown Billings. It's the church with all the tribal flags. You won't miss it. So join me and JC tonight. We'll probably get there about 6:30, 6:45 to open up the doors. But with that, we'll close with the silent proclamation. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. To walk the red road is to offer up a silent proclamation.
Here the destruction stops. We will heal ourselves.
We'll heal our wounded relationships. We'll heal our children.
We will heal our nation. On this day, our future history begins. Ahoo.
Whoa.
Hello.